Hello, my name is Isaac, and I'm going to be your teacher for this tenor solo course. This is a complete course, so there aren't any pieces of information. There isn't anything that I'm not leaving out. And the reason I say that is if you were to get a teacher, hire somebody to teach you how to do this, you would have to pay those folks because they've taken the time to learn it and they're taking the time to teach you. I think that these lessons should be free. The complete lessons should be free. You shouldn't have to pay for it. Some people are on fixed income and they want to learn, and that shouldn't be a barrier for these folks in that situation, to be able to have this information. Or a young kid. Say you got a young kid that just doesn't have a job or whatever and they want to learn, this is there for them. Now what I've done is on every one of my lessons, you'll see this code. And if you take your camera on your phone and point it at this, it'll open up a little link. And if you click it, it'll take you to the Buy Me a Coffee website. And there you can donate to this channel, to the Blarytone channel, and help support these lessons. And just like with the baritone ukulele lesson, I'm going to see what kind of support there is for this because, I work a full-time job. I'm a pretty busy person, but I sure do like, helping folks out in this way. But it should be a give and take. So if I start getting some good support for this and good, and there's a lot of you guys that play tenor ukuleles that want to learn how to play solo, then we can keep going. I'm going to use this first lesson or two to see if this is going to be worth my time. But please support the channel with a donation if you have the ways and means. It's important. Thank you very much. One person told me long ago, if you give something away for free, that's what they're going to think it's worth in their mind. And that could be true. We're going to find out. But the baritone ukulele course has been supported by some folks, and let's see if I get the same support from you tenor folks. And if so, we'll keep this full complete course going. All right. The PDFs, the links to the PDFs for the lessons are in the descriptions, so you'll be able to click on those and then print these off and have them for reference. If you can't, for some reason, click on the link and access them, let me know, and I'll figure out another way to get them to you. Email or take a picture or whatever it might be. And I play the baritone ukulele almost exclusively. Very little do I play the tenor. It works for me. So that's what I play most of the time. So if I say, and when I will for sure, I'm going to say the wrong note or the wrong chord name. Please forgive me. It's just, I'm so familiar with the baritone, but I'm going to give it a shot and try to, make sure I'm saying the right thing. But if I happen to have a slip up, please forgive me. The techniques and everything we're doing work between the two. The chord names and the chord notes are the only thing that's different. And that's why this course is going to be beneficial for you tenor players. I tune with low G, so that might make it sound a little bit different than what you do, but again, it'll work out. All right, so the next time you see me in all the lessons, you won't see my face. There's no reason to see my face when we're trying to learn. The most important thing is seeing the ukulele. And so that's what we're going to concentrate on. Great, so let's get started. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope in a few short weeks, 15, 20 weeks, you'll be getting a handle on how to play solo. Now, this just gets you past the beginner stage. This isn't going to turn you into, some people it might, but you're going to need more time than what the lesson time frame is. With that being said, also, if we're getting ready to move to level 2 and you're still struggling with level 1, don't feel a pressure like you have to keep moving along. Stay in level 1 and do those exercises and be ready to move on, because if you haven't got a grasp on pattern 1, pattern 2 comes up, you're just going to get, you're going to be floundering, and there's no point to do that. We're going to take it slow, but you might need to go a little slower, and that's fine too. Please subscribe to the channel, and let's have some fun learning how to play tenor solo ukulele. All right, lesson 1, here we go. Okay, welcome to lesson 1 of the tenor ukulele solo course. And let's talk a little bit about our PDFs. We're going to be starting with lesson pattern number 1. And you can see that on the first 2 pages, I have the pattern written out, and you can see the fret, what fret you're on, and each chord, each key you can see. So for F, now the way we base it, let's just talk about this, is when you play your F chord, if you were to play it like this, this is a movable chord. So you can move it up from F to G to A to B and on up. Okay, and that's what this sheet number 1 shows you. Now, how do we get the names of this chord? And this is important. This is fundamental, and this is something that we use all the way through this course. And if you get these fundamental things right, then it's going to make it easier for you as we move forward. The philosophy here is 1 note, 1 chord, 1 pattern. So we got to start with 1 note. And all these chords are named F, G, C, A, B, D, whatever it might be, because the name of that chord is based on a fret. So if you play the G chord, which you're used to here, and that's how we're going to play it after F, it's basically the same. This would be the F chord here, and then slide it up to G. What names this chord is that E string. And again, my brain was about to say B because I'm a baritone guy. This 3rd string is the E string. Now, in music, look at page 2, Basic Music Theory. If you look at page 2, you'll see the notes of the E string. Now, there's a rule in music that all the major notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, you skip a fret in between. The 2 exceptions are between E and F and B and C. And you can see that on that page 2. So what does this look like? That's all well and good. What does this look like when it actually comes time to play? Well, we're just going to play the 3 bottom strings when we make these chords. So if you play open and then 1st fret on the E string and then open on the A string, that's an F chord. Now, and it gets its name from the 1st fret on that E string. So between F and G, you skip a fret. So if you go from 1 to 3 and play the same chord, now you're playing G. You guys know that one really well. So there's G. Loving it. Between G and A, you skip a fret. So if you go up to the 5th fret and play the same chord, now don't play the top string because it won't sound good because that G isn't part of the A chord. So what I do is I rest my thumb there against it lightly, or you can take your index finger and just rest it there lightly, just barely touch it. That's A. Okay, between A and B, there's a fret, so you go up to the 7th fret, B, 7th fret on the E string is B. There's the B chord. Now if you look between B and C, you don't skip a fret, they're right next to each other. So the 8th fret on the E string is C, and that's what names this chord. We're playing a C chord there. Now between C and D, you skip a fret, so we go to 10 on the E string, and you got a D chord. And then you skip 2 between D and E, that takes you to the 12th fret on the E string, and you're playing an E chord. So you can see all the way up the neck, we're playing the same chord formation, it just changes name based on the fret that we're playing on that E string. Open E in 12th fret is also E. So you have open E, and then you get back to E again. Okay, so remember, one note, one chord. So we're making this chord. This is the chord form. In the fret on the E string is what names it. So you want to get to where you know it's E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. You want to learn those, and we're going to keep driving this in as we go. So it's important to know, because when I'm playing and saying G, and I'm going to switch, the song switches to C, I can play the same chord form. Back to G, to C, to D, back to G. And the reason I know how to play those, I haven't changed this chord form, is I know those notes. Very important, okay? Root notes are very important. Okay, so now let's look at, you got the pattern. Let's look at the exercise. Let's talk about tab. And this lesson 1 is going to take a little longer because we're explaining a number of things. When you're looking at tab, you can see I have A, E, C, and G. So on each example, the bottom line of the 4 is the top string, the G string. It might look a little backwards, but you'll get used to looking at it. And then the number is the fret number. So when there's a 0, you play it open 2. So you play open 2. This is just look at the key of F. So this is the pattern. When you're playing the F chord and you want to start playing solo, the pattern is what you can see on pages 1 and 2. And this is what we're going to, this exercise is going to, we're going to work our way down the pattern and then back up. So in F it goes open 2, 1, 3, open 3. These are the notes that you can play when you and the band are playing in F. So that's the pattern, and we're going to do this exercise. We're going to start in the key of F and just work our way right on up, and we're going to play this pattern. And this is, I got a beat buddy which keeps a beat for us. Here it is. Let's give it a little more volume. We got it slow, and we're going to start in F, and we're going to work from the top down. So it'll be open 2, open 2, 1, 3, open 3, 3, open 3, 1, 2, open 2, open. And then we go to the root, which is on that E string, the first fret, and we hit that F, which is 1, and then we play the chord. Okay, so with the beat, this is what it'll sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to go to G, and so you'll see key of G. And then we play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so we're playing the same pattern We're just moving it up the neck. Then we'll go to A. Okay, so let's get started. Let me slow it down just a little bit more so we're not getting too crazy. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we make the chord. Okay, and that's all right there for you. Now let's just talk about what good this is. Okay, so if we were playing a song that went from G to C, this is what we're going to get you to, but I want to show you the purpose of this. If we're playing in G and we want to play a little solo piece, a little riff, and then the song goes to C, well, I know how to play this C. And then I know the pattern, which is the same as it was up there at G, but now I play it in C. So you see, by knowing the chords, the note, then the chord, so that's what we're trying to learn. So this is why it's important to know these and to practice these, but we're doing it slow. But I just wanted to give you a little taste of what this is going to open up for you. Okay, here we go. Let's kick on Ringo. We call it Ringo. It's a beat buddy. Starting in F. Okay, so open 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I messed that up. I hit it wrong. I didn't quite hit a note, so you know I'm gonna say a do-over. And F 1, 2, 3, 4. And ring it. Okay, now make the G chord, which you guys are familiar with. Now let's play the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, notice I deaden that top string. Now slide up 2 and play A. And the pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play it up in B, 7th fret, on the E note, on the E string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then 8th fret, only skip 1 up to 8, C. Digging it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was C. Skip 2 to D. That's 10th fret on the E string. Play the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's D. Now skip 2 to E, which is 12th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Let's redo that again. We're playing E. I started on 10 and 12 when I should be starting on 11 and 13. My bad. We're redoing E. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. What a nice thing to practice. So we practiced all of our patterns there. Let's go ahead and do it one more time, and I'm not going to take so much time in between. We're going to go with F. F, make the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit chord. Now G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to A, 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seventh fret in B. 1, 2, 3, 4. One fret to C. 2, 3, 4. Tenth fret D. D. 2, 3, 4. Now E. E. 2, 3, 4. Okay, great work there. If you practice this about 10 minutes a day, and if this gets to be too slow and you just want to do it on your own, then that's great too. And you can challenge yourself and say, okay, I want to do it in B. Where's B? Oh, there's B. Or man, where's D? And kind of start challenging yourself. Now, some of you will be going gangbusters, some will need a little more time, so that's fine. We're going to stay on this pattern 1 for 3 weeks. There's going to be 3 lessons, so don't feel any stress to try to learn it all in a week. Okay, there's going to be more exercises just to get it in. The thing I found about these patterns is you try to think about them, and I try to explain them in different ways of looking at them and how they relate to each other as we go. I try it this way, that way, and hopefully one of the ways will stick. And the exercises are the same. Okay, so that'll do it for lesson 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit me up with questions. I'll try to answer them. I try to get to everybody if I have time. So next Sunday, if this is well received, like I say, and I feel it's worth my while, and there's enough of you guys out there, the tenor players, or I guess this works with soprano and concerto too. Let me know. Give me some feedback so I know if we should keep trudging on forward with these courses. All right, have a good week. Till I see you again, keep on playing.